Afternoon, happy winning Wednesday. You know it's your guy, Coach Johnson, back in the building. So I just want to say what's up to everybody. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? I gotta get to the chat real quick. Let me pull the chat up on my phone. I should already had that plan. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm playing, y'all. All right, so it's right here. I pull the chat up on my phone. Hold up. Hold up. It's coming to my phone, right? Oh wow. That's crazy. That is crazy, y'all. I'm tripping already. I'm supposed to have it already on my phone already. I'd be tripping. All right, boom. I got it. Don't clown me, y'all. All right, so what's up, Kaja? What's up, Tay? What's up, Nasia? How you Donovan? How you doing today, Donovan? Antonio, what's good, Antonio? Donovan saying happy winter Wednesday. You know it's a good winter Wednesday. Every winter Wednesday is a good winter Wednesday. So what's up? I like to see y'all in the chat. So how y'all week been going? We had a bomb mission Monday with Miss Jewel and Mr. Desmond. Again, appreciate for everybody for them coming. I appreciate for them coming on and everybody basically, tuning in, participating with us on Mission Monday. So I love the energy. Please keep that up on Winter Wednesdays as well, Thriving Thursdays, and I know Focus Fridays as well. What's up, Sid? How you doing? Happy Winter Wednesday. What's up, Saint? Happy Winter Wednesday. Yes, we in here today for real, for real, for real. What's up, Kayla? Hey, how you feeling? How you feeling? How's everybody? How's everybody though feeling though? Again, like how's everybody week? Like dropping the chat, your week been going so far. I know I had a good week, very productive week this week. Definitely gonna be productive end of the week as well. We ready to start these youth work, so that's ready to be productive as well. So I can't wait for youth work to start back up. Tay said my week, I was in pain. I got my wisdom tooth pulled Monday. Wow, yo, I never had a wisdom tooth. Let me not jinx it, not gonna wood. But I ain't never had one, and I ain't never trying to get none pulled. So you got that. Not Asia, how you doing? Not Asia, how you doing? She said her week was good. That's good. Tay said, and I'm still in pain, but I'm doing good. Hey man, listen, I don't know how y'all be getting stuff pulled and surgeries and things like that. Like I'd be scared of that. Like so, y'all got that. Antonio said my week been pretty chill for real. That's cool. That's cool. Kayla said she had a good relaxing week. That's good. That's good. Bree said she's doing good. That's good. Bree said she can't wait to move on campus. Hey, I'm telling you, man. I don't. College is where it's at, but when I was there my freshman year, I got a little homesick. So don't think you're not gonna get a little homesick. I'm just gonna let you know. Might definitely get a little homesick. Antonio said he got a new phone. That's tough. Okay, what you got? What kind of phone you got? iPhone 11, 12, 13? Like, let me know. Let me know, big baller. Cam said her face was swollen. It was all big, and it was painful. Yeah, like I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Cindy said campus life. Okay. Yeah. Listen, y'all, and it's about that time everybody doing like summer programs and basically going to do like tours and everything. So definitely enjoyed all of that. Definitely look at the city around your school too, you guys. So make sure you be cool with the city, not just the school, but you are gonna be there for like the next 4 years, hopefully. So make sure get the community right. Make sure you get a feel for the community. Find out the closest stores, walking distances. You might not want to drive every day on campus. I'm not gonna let you know that right now. Driving every day on campus might get a little annoying because you're gonna be in traffic with everybody else is trying to drive and go everywhere. So walking, definitely, I would definitely convince y'all to walk, probably a couple spots. I know, like for my school, one thing I walk to is like the bank. Like the bank is like right down the street, literally right down the street from the mission office. So I just walk right there, go to the bank, get some money out of the bank and things like that. What's up, Yolanda? I see you in the chat. How you doing, Yolanda? Let me know how your week been as well. Aggie Pride, right. Cam said, I'm tired of driving already. Yo, for real. Like, I ain't gonna lie, these gas prices is crazy. Like, it's to the point where you gotta drive to the listen, real quick. I'll give y'all a tour. You go down to if you gotta come downtown, I already know there's no parking downtown. So smart thing to do is drive your car to the train station, catch a train downtown. Bob, hey, don't say Coach Johnson ain't tell y'all nothing. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Bree said my driving school messed me up. Oh wow, how do you do that? How do you do that, Bree? Elaborate on that. Cam said, why I pay $71 a day? Hey, you thought that camera was gonna be cheap, didn't you? Huh. Gotcha. Yeah, $71 is crazy. And then gas ain't cheap these days, man. Look, Coach Dawson put a little $40, $50 in the tank for real. I ride around on above a half a tank and I'd be cool with it. I'd be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be cool with it. But nah, y'all, let me stop playing with y'all. Let me stop playing with y'all. I got a couple of announcements today. One announcement, we have a very, very special guest for real. Y'all already know Miss Jewel and Mr. God coming, but y'all already know who they coming. Like they bringing the heat out. They bringing the heat as usual. We got Elder coming on with us today, so that's give it up for Elder. She's gonna come on with us today as well. So that's a special guest to me. You know, me and Elder been rocking for a little minute now. So shout out to Elder for coming on. Appreciate you for that one. Man, so I know you ready to come with the heat as usual. Of course, of course, of course. But before we let him in real quick, I gotta make a special announcement. For anybody who wants the Dare Black Men or Dare Black Women book, please listen up. Catch me, because I'm only gonna say it one time. I ain't gonna say it again. If you want the Dare Black Men or the Dare Black Women book, send Cam your name, your address, and what book you want. That's it. Send her your name, your address, and what book you want. Hey, I'm letting you know, cop up on these books because you already see how they coming in on Mission Mondays and Winning Wednesdays, right? So they bringing heat every week for the whole month. I know that book's gotta be fire. So yeah, we definitely ready start bringing them in as well. See y'all. See which kind of topic they want to talk about today. Every time again, like I said, it's always a bomb topic, a fire topic. So I can't wait to see what them today. Yes, out there in the chat, get your books today. I know I'm gonna get mines. I'm gonna read mines. I'm gonna get the Dare Black Men because I want to learn more about the black men in my community. So I would love to get the Dare Black Men. Don said I love Elder down, y'all. Facts. We all love Elder. Santana, how you feeling? Santana, how was your week? How was your week? Gemma? How was your week? How was everybody's week? Like I know, like I said, mine was productive. I know a couple people in the chat said it was productive. That ain't go, y'all. What's up, Miss Jewel, Mr. Desmond? What's up?
Hey. So Coach Johnson, can you call me Coach Desmond, please?
I got you. Coach Desmond.
Yeah, you don't have to say Mister. And I love the respect and I appreciate that. But you can say Coach Desmond.
Listen, I really don't call a lot of other people's coach. Okay. I'm coach. And
I get it.
Last coach I called coach was my basketball coach, and I ain't like him like that. But
well, that's okay because
you
probably wouldn't like me like that either. So we can rock with that.
No, but Coach Desmond, for you, I got you. You Coach Desmond. You keep it real. You know, like the Hawk theory and all that. You keep it real. I appreciate that. I like that.
The cat's name is Lotus.
Y'all see, not the cat all in the camera. The cat wasn't gonna win a Wednesdays too. Bring the cat on winning Wednesdays.
I want to tell y'all too. Jewel will be out here dragging on y'all too with these earrings. She out here dragging. She makes sure they fresh. My boy, she be dragging on y'all. I just want you to know that.
He always trying to put me out there. Always trying to put me out
there. What's up, D? That's what you. What's up, D?
Yeah, we back like we never left, yo.
That's that part, right? So
I was like, I can get on Mission Monday. They was like, yeah. I was like, all right, bet I'm there.
So it's winning Wednesday. It's winning Wednesday.
Oh, yo, I ain't really lie. This week been kind of like.
It's all good. So just allow me to say thank y'all for allowing us to be part of your life. Thank y'all for sharing y'all stories. Thank y'all for allowing us to share our stories and our craziness. I can't tell you this is how it is in the world, but I can tell you this is how it was in my world, right? And these are my experiences that have helped me have a healthy relationship with my wife. So I will say, I can't guarantee they work, but if you believe in them, they work.
Right. So we're gonna get right into it because you know how we do.
Y'all ready to get right into it. Like I said, man, like I really appreciate you guys. Like Coach Desmond, Miss Jewel, I really appreciate you guys coming on here again every Mission Monday, every Winning Wednesday for Home on a Dream. Like this is awesome. I really do appreciate you guys. Also for the books that's very coming as well. Dear Black Men, Dear Black Women, y'all get y'all books. Please get y'all books. These are two black authors, two black beautiful authors. So please get y'all books for them. We got Young Elder on here today. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and get y'all the floor. We're gonna have a nice conversation today as well. So thank you.
Absolutely. So you know what we do? We always do a recap of what we did on Monday because there's some people who didn't join us on Mission Monday, and we want to make sure that you are up to speed and that you get to share whatever it is that you want to share.
Cool. Can I give him a little recap? I'm sorry.
Yes, please. Come on.
I'm a little excited because listen, y'all, everybody that know I'm the host of Mission Monday, so I see everybody that come on Mission Mondays for real. But this Monday we talk about relationships, and it got juicy. I mean, like, y'all probably like, well, Coach Johnson, they talked about this shit before. No, they talked about it again, and they talked about it deeper, like the communications and, you know, basically like how you're partnering, you know, basically you've been so young and you think you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, but you really don't know what a boyfriend or a girlfriend is and, you know, what love is. I know Coach Dasman taught me, you know, that love word it's dangerous. You know, you can't just be kind of going out here saying you love everybody, you know, so treat that word like, you know, you treat your mom, your dad, you know, with
That
love
part.
and respect. You know, so definitely like don't be throwing that love word out there. Everybody just getting into relationships and don't know what a relationship is. I can definitely say I'm gonna testify to that one as well. You know, definitely when I was young and you know had my eyes closed, I didn't know what relationship was. I was just, you know, wanted to feel that emotion. You know, just wanted to feel you know, being loved or, you know, getting a hug, you know, just a little stuff in elementary, middle school, things like that. So again, I appreciate you guys waking me up for that conversation on Monday. I really do. So that's my little recap of what happened on Monday. They can give y'all that recap, but I had to tell mine. It was a lovely session.
I appreciate that, right? Because that is a lot of what we talked about. So what we're going to do, just like we did on Monday, we are going to define.
Right.
We're going to define the word relationship, right? And I want a couple people to share who didn't share on Monday their first experience in a relationship and what that felt like to them, right? So inside of the chat, I want you to define for me what a relationship is to you. Okay.
So while y'all defining that, I want you to think about this, right? So because we're using the word relationship, there are 3 types of ships that you can get on. You can get on a relationship, you can get on a friendship, or you can get on a situationship, right? There are 3. Right.
Coach Desmond, that last one crazy though.
And I'm saying this right because a lot of times, a lot of us are in something between a situationship and a friendship, and we call it in a relationship, right?
Facts. Say that again. Say
so
that again.
A lot of us are on a friendship and somewhere between a friendship and a situationship, but we calling it a relationship.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be real deep there, but I want y'all to understand the power in your words, right? And a lot of times when y'all hearing older folks or grown folks telling y'all know nothing about love, they're not trying to discount y'all feelings. They're trying to stop y'all from going through some stuff before you realize what's going on. It's just that we don't always have the words to say it in a way that you can receive it as teens, right? And a lot of times when you teens or younger people, you see cats like me or Miss Jewel talking, think, oh, what time you had your moment? Shut your mouth, right? Well, I got old for a reason. You know, and saying that, just keep that in mind. There are 3 types of ships, and Jewel will talk a little more in depth about it. But we have the relationship, the friendship, and the situationship. And before we have any type of relationship, we need to define where we at in this dynamic with somebody romantic or otherwise.
Right. When I hear the word situationship, I think about a few things. I think about a dynamic that has no definition. So, okay, we see each other. I see you, Elder. We see each other. We hanging out together. There's no titles. There's no clear lines. There's no boundaries set. We kind of just waving in the wind, right? We see where this thing goes, right? That's the situation.
Yes.
No clear course ahead. Think of a ship, right?
Yes.
And a ship, we're going to call this a sailboat.
Yep.
Right? Because the wind is going to blow us.
Right.
So inside of the situationship, we have no clear course of action. We just out here. Right? Just floating in the water. This is what I think about for situationships, right? Nothing is clearly defined. Inside of a relationship, I saw people that said understanding, communication, connection. A relationship is a connection that provides benefits on both ends. Very good. Where both will grow together through difficulties. That's beautiful, right?
Say that again, Cam. I appreciate that one.
Right. Very good. Tay says, I'll say for me, friendships has to be about communication and understanding where your friend might need your help with somebody, communication, listing your boundaries, right? Very good.
So also, when we're talking about relationship, I think the thing that we miss when we hear the word relationship is how does the word start? Relation, being able to relate. A lot of us are in relationships with people that we can't relate to.
Mm.
And that's not even nothing I made up. Just look at the word relationship.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Listen. A lot of people get into the relationships and don't even have a connection or a bond, or don't even know that person's middle name yet before they get in a relationship. So when you say the word relate, they can't even relate to each other because they don't even know each other yet.
Right.
So that's another part.
I thank you, right? So I have this thing, and I talk about a lot of times we get in these relationships, and when we find out the person that we are after the physical things or the emotional things aside, we don't even like the person. We like what they do to us, so we like how they make us feel.
And then we don't know how to tell them, so we leave them.
And we stay going along with it because this is relationship is, and a lot of us, and I'm speaking on my behalf, a lot of us have not really seen a relationship that we think is functional. We just think people are supposed to get together and they fuss with each other and they make up, and that's what they do. All relationships, you don't have to fuss. All relationships don't mean that we're going to agree to disagree. The word is relationship, right? So if you're in a situation where you may kind of like a person, or you like them physically, or you like them aesthetically, they're aesthetically pleasing, a lot of times that's a situation because it's not even a friendship because you don't really want to hear what they got to say. You want to know what they can do for you. So it's situational, right? And is it fair to say to us sometimes we have used our bodies in situational settings? It's a situation. We call it a relationship because we don't want to hear the culprit that we are, right? Because a lot of times we don't list our actions, or we don't pay attention to our actions till somebody call a thing, and then we're like, is it really like that? Yeah, it's really like that. So I just want us to think about that. Are you in a relationship, a friendship, or a situation? Right? I want y'all to start thinking about that when you're out in these worlds having these relationships with people, or calling them relationships. Can we relate?
Right. And I think that the word relationship is usually tied to some type of romantic, intimate situation. But it really is foundational. The way that we interact, the way that we correspond with each other, right? Can I relate to this person? And I think, so this is what I will say. I heard Coach say, when I was young, I was doing A, B, and C, right?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all family.
No, but listen, even where you are right now, you're going to change. Again.
Right.
And again. Right. And again.
Right.
Yeah.
So I also don't want you to despise your youth.
Yes, say that.
Right. In your youth, this is a part of your journey. Right? Every notch, every year, every day is a part of your journey. So don't despise the days that you are young, right? A lot of us, when we were younger, we were rushing to be adults. And now we got the catchphrases that adulting is ghetto, right? It's because we didn't take our time, and we didn't have the resources and the teachings to tell us how to navigate once we got into adulthood.
I gotta go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't even cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the fact that we have these spaces like Heart Smiles to be able to talk about these different types of topics is a great thing, because now you're just adding tools to your toolbox as you go along, right? You don't have to have it all right now. Please, if that's in your mind, get that out your mind. You do not have to have it all right. It is not going to be all right. I was talking to Coach Desmond earlier, and I was telling him about a relationship I was in before, and this person was way older than me, and I was about 25. And I told them, like, I'm 25. I'm going to change my mind all of the time. I'm still trying to figure out who I am, what I like, what I want, right? So in a lot of these situations, we want to like fast forward into adulthood and be inside of these relationships. And we don't even have a good handle of who we are and what we want. And also that the bigger picture is that you have more time to explore, to allow yourself to build a good foundational friendship, right? Yes, Elder.
I feel like for some people, like, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. I feel like for some people, like, they fear like I know, like growing up in Baltimore, like the time, like like how long, like the time span, my lifespan is not that long. Like when I look at my peers, like my peers dying at 25, dying at 30. So it's like a lot of people feel like if I don't get love now, I'm never gonna get it. And for me, my mother's still not in a relationship, and I'm 20, And so it's like if I was going from my mother God, I'm like, if I find somebody, I just need to hold on to them, like But that's all about perspective too, because a lot of people feel like I gotta get it now. I gotta get the best car now. Not just relationship, like I gotta get it now, or I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me unpack that real quick. So you know what you said, our lifespan is not that long, and I got to get it now, right? That's situational thinking, right? So now you're in a situation with a person, right? And going back to when Jewel talked about adulting is ghetto, for a lot of us, adulting is ghetto because we've only ever seen ghetto adults. And most of the time we're modeling.
And we in ghetto situations too.
That
like
part,
we were
right?
somewhere where gas wasn't high. We'd be like, man, adulting is easy.
So and now let me just unpack the word ghetto real quick. And all ghetto means is a place where predominantly one race dominates, or one race is. That's all that ghetto means. If you look it up, that's what it is. They may have added it as poverty stricken. So if we lived in Beverly Hills, that's a ghetto because it ain't nothing but a bunch of white folk there. That is a ghetto. Don't think a ghetto has something. Please, Coach Johnson.
Yeah. No, I definitely like your you said about ghetto. Like you live in Beverly Hills, like that's still ghetto because like
Still
that's
ghetto.
Yeah, you still ghetto. But I do got a question real quick before I
Yes.
even lose the question.
Sure.
The question it goes also it really goes for Elder because like Elder, she more close to the peers and everybody else in the chat as well. But I also want Coach Desmond, Miss Jewel to give you you guys opinion as well. So push back. We're going to reverse back a little bit. So we was talking about relationships and situationships and your time as when I was being young, right? So what if and this is for everybody, this is also for me as well, but like what if when you go through those times and those times hurt so much and even though you overcome those times, you got to look back at those hurtful traumatic times where a relationship or a friendship or you and your mom or you and your cousin or someone passed away, everything is a lesson. I take everything as a lesson. I was talking to my aunt this morning as we was driving down to the train station this morning, I was talking to her and I was like, I take life as a lesson. Life is literally what it is, a lesson. Every day I'm gonna learn something new. You know what I'm saying? When I wake up, I learn something new about myself. When I go to sleep, I always some information like, what did I learn today? So every day you learn something new. But it's like when you learn something new and it hurts so bad, how can you basically look on that past trauma? Because I don't want to relive on any trauma, or like nobody want to relive any trauma or rethink of the trauma that you went through when you was younger. But how can we take that past trauma into like a life lesson?
So
without being so hurtful, without impacting us hurtful in a hurtful manner.
So I think that's a great question, and I can't tell you how you should go about that. Me personally, as I've gotten older, even when I was younger, I like to look at the pain. Because if I look at the pain and if I learn nothing else from it, I don't want to look at it, right? But in not looking at it, I may not find a lesson, or I may not have been looking at the lessons. A lot of times things hurt because we're not looking at what they can teach us. We're just trying to look at how we can prevent ourselves from it, right? But if you can muster the courage, and look at the pain, it won't hurt so bad because a lot of times we're in the pain, we only think it's only happening to us. Anything that most of us been through, somebody on the planet has already been through it. And I know that we don't want to hear that because we want to think about, I hear that, but it's me. But somebody has already been through what you've been through with some variation. And I'm saying that to say, once you start realizing the pain isn't just particular to you, you can start to unpack it because now we can share, we can relate. Like when we on here, we all on here, me and Coach Jewel talk, and y'all can relate because we can all relate. Pain is the same way. If we start unpacking it, we can see that it ain't just specifically to me. Oh, I'm not. Please.
So I see Cam say, yeah, but why me? Why not you?
Right. So why not you, right? And also I wanted to touch because Cam said something about sounds like survival mode. A lot of times we in these ghettos, we are surviving, Cam. So we're not even really living, we surviving.
Elder.
Yes,
One thing I would say is like kind of just having a perspective that, like you said, if it happened to you, it probably happened to somebody else. And for me, I just had to like look at my situation. Like my grandfather died, and that hurt me really bad. And in the moment, it was like, oh, this hurt so bad. Like, but then my homegirl, her grandmother died, and it was like I could be there for her because I went through what I went through. And it's
Yes.
like if I didn't go through that, I would have been texting you like, you don't want to come out the house, like you don't want to hang out. But it's like I knew how to handle her because I went through the same thing. And even with relationships, like, yeah, it might suck, but when it comes to like I had a situation, I was talking to a girl, she was telling me about her situation. I said, man, I went through the same thing. And crazy thing is, for a moment, I thought she was wrong. Whole time I was wrong. Like helping people like actually analyze, like you played a part, stuff like that. But like you said, it's not about the lesson, but also like the tools. Like
Yes.
if
Come
you
on.
could, it's like if
Talk
I
on
could
that.
go through this, I could go through anything.
Right.
And just understanding that, okay, I was brought through this situation, so whatever coming next gonna be a piece of cake. Like it's gonna be easy, gonna roll off my back.
Right.
And
So I always go back to nature, right? So we specifically, as people of African descent, were taught to align with nature, and that's where we got a lot of our lessons. So the further we get away from that, the further we get away from ourselves. So in that vein, the pain that we are trying to avoid, everything in nature has to go through. If I put a seed in the ground, a hard seed in the ground, and I water it, it has to go through darkness. It has to go through a transformation period, right?
It has to have that dirt on it.
It has to have dirt on it, right? To be in an uncomfortable environment, right? It has to have a plant break out of it in order for it to get to its next station, right? Think about a butterfly. A caterpillar literally has to turn into mush in order to see this beautiful butterfly come out of this cocoon, right? So if you are trying to grow, right, if you are on the path of growth, you're going to have to transform. And transformation does not happen with you being in the same state. It means that you are going to change completely, right? So Coach was saying, you basically, you don't want to go through this pain again, right? What happens with the trauma? What happens with this pain?
right.
It is the lesson. It is the lesson, period. What am I supposed to learn
That part
from this thing?
That part.
I specifically, going back to Cam, but why me? What is the lesson that I am supposed to learn from this thing?
So breaking yourself down completely to build yourself back up is the lesson.
And we also
That's the jewel. That's the jewel for the day. Breaking yourself down to build yourself back up.
We also call that self-reflection, right? Because I wrote this down today, talking about how relationships allow you to see yourself. The person that's on the other end is a mirror to you. They're going to call out your behaviors. They're going to tell you how you're treating them. They're going to ask you, why do you do that? You do A, B, and C, and you may not be able to see it. But because someone that you trust is on the other side and they're pointing those things out to you, now you can begin to see yourself in a different way, right? That is also the power of relationships. This person that I'm, bonding with, that I have a connection with, I must have some type of trust factor with them. Can I receive the words that they are saying about me? That was big for us in the beginning. He was always telling me what I was doing and how it was making him feel. And I was like, not really. I don't think so. Right? But he was my mirror. I couldn't see it. But he was feeling it on the other side. Right? So it behooves us to take a step back and listen to what other people are telling us because they're interacting with us. Right? Does that make sense?
It does.
I want to touch Kayla saying my parents. So allow me to say, that also sometimes our parents have been through some of the things that we've been through. However, when they say that sometimes, Kayla, I've been through anything that you've been through, that's them dismissing. So I don't want to always sit there and say, listen to what they're saying. I'm saying also sometimes, depending on the tone that comes out, they're dismissing that. So that's wrong too. And piggybacking off what Jules said about mirrors and about relationships, and I want to get this through to y'all right now. You're not going to do no growing unless you go through some pain. Stop thinking that the growth process comes without pain. It might be emotional pain, it might be physical pain, it might be spiritual pain. You almost have to just hold that thought real quick. It might be spiritual pain, but you're going to go through some pain. There's going to be some dirt thrown on you, be it people talking about you, be it self-inflicted pain. And a lot of times it's self-inflicted pain, but pain is a necessary part of growth. Don't think that you're going to grow and you're not going to get pain. Because pain often teaches us what not to do. Or it teaches us how far we can our tolerance level, right? And I'm saying that to say, if you can understand and really grasp that concept now, you won't spare yourself some pain, but you'll be a little more prepared to understand, okay, storm is coming. Let me put the umbrella up, right? Because you're not trying to avoid it, right? You're not going to go to another state. Storm's coming, right? That's just something for y'all to think about.
I want to repeat this real quick for Cam.
Definitely.
Relationships allow you to see yourself.
Facts. Reflection.
Call it the mirror effect.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Your partner is going to mirror your behaviors, and you are going to do the same for the other person.
Yes.
Go ahead, Elder.
Yep.
So to go off of what you said, Coach Desmond, like about the pain and the growing, it doesn't really always have to be like a super like
right.
bad
Come on.
pain.
Come on.
Like because I'm working on this project with some friends because like I said, I'm an RA now. And the work level is more than what I'm used to. And one of my friends had called me and they like, man, she just sent us the edits back. She said, we got to change this. She said, we got to change that. They like, this too much. And I was just like, yo, like, we growing. Like, she wants us to do it a certain way because she expects prestige. She wants everybody to be on the same point. Like, what y'all thought we were just going to wake up and be prestige? Like, you know?
Yes.
So I just was letting them know, like, this, yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's like, oh, this is too much. It's overwhelming. But this is part of the growing process. Like all your other teachers, they don't do that because that's a certain level. But when you move to a different level, it's a little different and it's going to be uncomfortable. That's it.
And piggybacking off what Cam's saying right here. Yes, Cam, relationships allow us to see ourselves. Why do you think some of us don't stay in some relationships? Because we don't like what we see. You know what we saying a lot of times? We don't like the person we see that person. We often say we don't like the person that they're making us to be. No, we really just don't like looking at us. A lot of us want to be in these relationships because we don't want to look at ourselves. If we took the time to look at ourselves, we would do the screening process for relationships, friendships, and situationships a lot better. A lot of us would not be caught in situationships if we just took the time to look in our own mirror. And not having somebody to reflect that back at us.
With that, when you first said that, it kind of struck me like when you think of like who you're picking out. You know, like when you said that they're a mirror, I'm thinking and I'm like, that's who I saw myself as. Like I'm like, what? Like, I mean, because it's like I'm not in a situation. So now I'm like, I'm looking back like that's what I thought like I was. And it's like that's interesting. Like you could think like who you gravitate toward, you know, that's who you are. So if you don't like them, like you said, maybe you need to change some things about yourself.
So Cam's saying something else. You gotta ask yourself what you're running away from. It's that right there, right? What you're running away from, right?
You run away from that lesson.
A lot of us can't articulate that. You know why we can't articulate it? Because we're afraid. You know why we're afraid? Because then we may have to realize we don't like the person that we are. Or we may have to realize all of these people that I don't like, I got some of those same tendencies, right? It's here. You see me and my wife, you see we laugh, we get along. It wasn't always like this. It wasn't always like this. There was one time in this relationship where I really wanted to put my hands around her neck.
Be glad you did.
And I'm not saying that to be threatening to her or for y'all to have a different opinion, because if you do, That's fine on you. I'm saying that to say this is working. We still working it. There are times in this relationship I feel like she want to put her hands around my neck. Now my neck a little bigger. She might struggle a little bit. But I'm saying that to say it just didn't get this way. We worked at it, and we continue to work at it. But why we've been working at it, because both of us have had a high level of self-development, reading self-help books and self-development, we're able to do it differently. What I'm doing and what y'all doing is no differently. It's just that I have years of working on myself, and I still get it wrong.
Right. You saying that makes me think about this.
I want us to say something too when you're done, when you're done, Coach Jewel.
So violence is the reaction of people who do not have tools. Violence is the reaction of people who do not have tools
and resources.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
If I don't know how to express how I feel, how am I tell you? How am I going to communicate that to you?
So,
right? If I don't know the feeling words to express, I'm still crippled. I can't share, right? I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm trying to get you to understand, but I don't know how to do that, right? So as long as you stay in a state where you're either you don't have the tools or you're not accepting of the tools, you're going to move into a more violent space, right? So when we talk about domestic violence, things like that, there's a whole lot of layers underneath there. But people who have tools and utilize them can go through situations in different ways.
Can I say something real
yes,
quick?
Please.
I wanna relate back to your first Mission Mondays job. When y'all first came on.
Okay.
Coach Desmond, always talk about the Hawk theory, right?
Come on.
And Coach Jewel, you always talk about, one thing you talked about in our first session. You said, when you're mad, it's not you didn't want to say it. It's that no. Let me get it right. It's not that you didn't want to say it. You didn't want to say it in that manner. Right. So let me know. We're going to bring it back to this session right here. It's like what you're running away from. It's like you're running away from what that person has to say about you because you know deep down in yourself that what they saying is correct.
I got all day, Pastor.
Because say for I'm not like when I used to live. I actually lived though one time, and I had an argument with a friend. She was saying some things like real hurtful things, and I'm like, yo, you're like, first of all, I'm like, you don't really mean what you're saying. But then after she leave and I sit back, I think about, I'm like, yo, she really right. Like I need to change some things in my life. I need to change some things I'm doing around here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't run away don't run away from that problem or don't run away from that argument that you don't want to hear, because 9 times out of 10, what they're saying about you is right, and you just don't want to hear from nobody else because you got to deal with it with yourself. My dad always tell me, when you go to sleep at night, you got to go home and go to sleep by yourself. You got to sleep with your own skeletons. So I just want to make that reflection from the first time I seen you guys to the 5th time. So yes,
we appreciate that.
So thank you for that, right? So also talking about the Hawk, right? About Jules saying the people that resort to violence don't have the tools, right? The Hawk always breaks out. Why? Because he don't have the tool for breathing, right? And instead of me policing myself, you done piss me off. I'm mad. I'm breaking stuff.
Facts. Right. You don't want to hear nothing. You don't want to hear nothing. You just want to break everything.
Instead of us breaking things with our hands like we see him do, we break things with our words. We break things with our thoughts. We break things with our looks. We break things with our unempathetic ways. We breaking all of these things, and then when we come back, well, I didn't really mean it that way. You just leveled the whole city. You just don't get a pass for that.
Right.
So being proactive, right? I know that when I get too mad, I go to a particular place. So why aren't we putting things in place that kind of correlate madness? You know why? Because I'm gonna make it the other person's responsibility. You know why? Because I don't really want to know what it's like to have to control myself. Because if I had to control myself, I might have to really think about what kind of person that I am. But it's easier for me to tell you not to go in certain areas. Why? Because we all harbor to want to have power over somebody. And the one person that we can have power over, we struggle to control. Us. And we want to say, you can't choose who you fall in love with. You can't choose who you like. That's bullshit. You can choose who you want to love. You can choose. I get it. And when you elder, so when you got about 15 on you, elder, we gonna have a different conversation, okay?
So listen, this is the conversation we had the other day, and I'm open to your feedback. Oftentimes, when I have heard the statements, I can't choose who I fall in love with, it's usually in a messed up situation.
Yes.
It's usually somebody ain't doing
Yes.
something real good and approving of other people. You know, people don't approve. They're like, no, that's not good for you, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, I just can't choose who I fall in love with.
Mm-hmm.
In those situations, that's an excuse.
Mm-hmm. And the challenge is this human mind, we have a justification and we have a reason. This is the thing that comes with cognitive thinking and why animals better than us, right? Because animals see things and they just respond. We have cognitive thinking, so that gives us a reason to justify our actions so we can see make it right now on here. And touching with Antonio just said, right, when you're a leader, you find better ways to solve a problem. So I like to say, you go, Aldo, because I've said this to you the other day when we talked. When you are more emotionally intelligent than the person that you're dealing with, that means you're the leader in emotions. That means sometimes you got to take more of the smack. Even though if you know they fired out of anger, you got to redirect that if this is a person, not got to, it would be advantageous to redirect that if this is a person that you're trying to be with. If you stoop to that level, you know better than them.
Yeah,
and the goal is, please,
I'm sorry.
please.
I just want to get to Cam question too. If you guys get to Cam question, Cam said, I didn't even cut you guys off. I don't mean to cut you guys off.
No, come on.
Okay.
Elder's like, what? Why you skip me?
Oh,
okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Elder.
Because the comments, they be coming in fast, and Cam coming in late. So her question is, how do you tell your partner something about themselves that they don't know? Does that make sense? I want to give my feedback on it. 9 times out of 10, you're telling them something that they already know, and they just don't want to believe it. 2, and if they don't know it, then I don't know. Like, that's a good question. That I would leave to Coach Desmond and Coach Jewel. But I firmly believe, like, if you're telling something about somebody, they believe it because they have to deal with that. They have to deal with that person, that self. But Coach Desmond, Coach Joel, can you answer that question fully for me and Cam as well? And then Elder, don't forget your question because we're gonna come to you too.
Yeah, so Elder, you first, Elder.
Yeah, we'll come back to that question. Go ahead, Elder, so you don't forget.
So one thing I wanted to say was a lot of times, and this is referencing back to the 4 agreements. It was basically saying like when you like a person, you justify why you like them. Mm-hmm. So because you had to justify why you like them, the bad things that they do, you try to like pervert them so they look like they're good. And the truth is, like, you know it's not good, and the people around you know it's not good. But because you like the person, you like, well, they do, hang out with me sometimes. Well, they do, do this. And it's like, you trying to prove to me why you like this person. It's okay to like the person, but you don't have to prove that you like the person and then looking at, their discrepancies, and this is not making sense. But to what Cam said, just come back to me. I need to think about it.
I want to also say to you, Elder, sometimes we just utilize people. We don't necessarily really like them. We utilize them for what we need. If I'm lonely and you're going to give me attention, you're going to show up. Oh, come on. Right? But when I'm done with you.
Well, TikTok be like, come on.
Right? And now you annoying. Now I'm like, nah, it ain't really like that. Right? We need to be very clear about why we have people in our spaces. Right? And the problem is some of us don't want to be honest about that. We don't want to be honest, right? We got to go ahead and say, listen, this is where I'm at right now. I just need some attention and affection. Can you be there? I don't see this going anywhere. I need you for this moment. If this other person agrees to that, then you on level playing field. But we don't want to say that to people.
You know why we don't want to say that to people?
Why we can't just be friends though?
They could be friends.
Oh no,
but
I mean, yeah.
Are we starting a friendship just because we want to utilize them for their time and their energy, or did we have that friendship already and that's already a given?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people don't even have friendships. Like, and I'm sorry, Coach Desmond, I'm gonna get to you too. No. But it's like a lot of people don't like. In my generation, I know, like, cause I see it on the daily. Like, we don't get friendships. We go straight to relationships. Like, we trying to love on you. We are. And Elder, don't make the face like that. Like, come on now. Like, especially my Capricorns on here too. You know how we get. We clingy and all that. Like, we just trying to love. Like, we not trying to sit down and learn and actually grow and build with somebody. It's just. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think our generation
great self-evaluation.
So you touching a lot, Coach Johnson. But let's go back. A lot of us A lot of us want somebody else to love on because we don't know how to give that to ourselves. Like, think about it. You know, there's something you may do that you don't really like. You either ignore it or it ain't that bad, right? Or you judge yourself really bad about it. Just learn what you like. If you learn what you like, you would not like a lot of these people that you deal with. A lot of these people that you allow to enter your temples would not enter your temple. And I can only say that because I'm looking back. And there were a lot of times where I had no business, right? And we want to do lip service, right? We know we're not supposed to be in things, but I'm young. I'm gonna do it anyway, right? We gotta be better than that, not just to the other person, but we gotta be better than that with ourselves, right? Just be better with ourselves. And that is one of the premises my wife pushes when we talk about Dear Black Men, right? Yes, she wrote the book to me, but it was also her reflecting on some of the things she may have done right, she done wrong, or didn't do at all, right?
Right, or didn't know to
do, right? It's just it's a slippery slope, but it gets a lot more simple when we work on self-evaluation.
To that point, I want to get back to Cam's question. So how do you tell them? So delivery is everything.
Yes, absolutely.
So in our first conversations, we talked about tone.
Mm-hmm.
It's how someone says something to them, right? Can make or break the conversation,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I coming to you with love or am I coming to you in annoyance? Am I coming to you with frustration, right? So another thing that we do is instead of having like a blaming tone,
mm-hmm.
you do, you could say something like, let's just say they leave stuff all over the counter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is us, right? Stuff all over the counter, doors open, cupboard open, right? Stuff not closed. Hey, so I noticed that when you cook or when you eat, you know, you typically leave things on the counter or you leave the cupboards open. Is there a reason why you do that?
Coach.
I ain't gonna lie. I would think you trying to get smart. I'm like, what you mean?
Like, come on, like Coach Jordan. At this point, let's call me lazy. Like, just call me lazy.
So no. Listen, curiosity, right? It's all about tonality, right? Because for me, I close things, right? I'm a closer. If there's a top on it, I close it. If it's usually closed, I close it back.
Even if I'm using it, she closing it.
If he in the kitchen cooking and it's open and he's still pulling spices out, not even thinking,
just tie it back on.
Closing it, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's my habits. Those are the things that I do. So this is a part of my habits. I've just noticed that you do this. It's like, is this something that you like normally do? Like, what's your thought process, around it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because then that kind of lead an opportunity for him to say, well, usually when I'm cooking, I like to keep it open, so I don't gotta keep, doing it. But it's like, if you was just like, oh, you always like, it's like, well, how about forget this whole dinner? Like,
yes, right? So come in with curiosity. That's a part of empathy, right?
And that's beautiful. And that's beautiful that you say that, Elder. That's really beautiful.
Because that's what happened with us.
That's what happened with us, right? And you speaking on like, I would take it as you being smart. Well, is you taking it as being smart because you already on defense? Or you taking it as you taking it as like, you want to learn something? A lot of times things get blown out of context because we already waiting for somebody to go like, well, we black folk. I wish somebody would. Right? That's what we doing, right?
Or we have a response where it's like, man, when I was younger, my mother used to always say, oh, yeah. So it's like, as soon as you say it, I'm like, it's like a trigger.
So thank you for touching. Oh, please.
I would say even in that is a learning situation. Okay, so now I know that you do this thing because that's what you want to do. And that's what you've always wanted to do. And somebody was always shutting you down for doing the things in the way that you do it, right? That's a moment for empathy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay my tail out the kitchen while you cooking.
That part.
Because if that's an annoyance to me, I'm not going to shut down who you are because that's bothering me, right? We talked about molding people before and trying to craft people into being what we want them to be. Listen, the biggest freedom happens when you accept people the way that they are, period. Because if you want someone to do that for you, you need to do that for someone else. Now there's layers to that.
Yes.
If accepting that person means that you are not safe, you are not at peace, all of that stuff, you can accept them from a distance, right? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about being in the same space, right? Loving on this person, you have a great relationship, but you're learning each other's ways, right? It gives you a chance for empathy when you have open-ended questions, right? With curiosity and not with defense. This is, again, how our relationship got good. I was on the defense all of the time. And somebody else said, hold on, let me go back. Somebody else said sometimes in relationships, they bring out the best and the worst in you, right? Yep. That's a good thing.
Right.
A lot of us,
right,
including myself, I only wanted to see the pretty things.
Right.
I only wanted you to praise me and affirm me.
Right.
We don't want to be told that something's wrong, that we're doing something that doesn't feel good to somebody else. We don't typically want that. We want the affirmation side. We want to feel good. But bringing the worst out of you means that now I can sit there and look at it. Figure out, where did this come from? You know, why is this like that? Why do I respond like that? Listen, open-ended questions can help you dig so far into who you are. You just got to be willing to do it.
And when you go digging, please,
Yes.
please, I'm gonna say it again, because I don't think y'all need. When you go digging, do not be upset on what you find.
So thank you for that, Coach. Thank you for that, Coach. We want all of these great things in a relationship, but ourselves have to be emotionally mature to understand and be able to accept no. So I'm gonna tell all of us right now, because it took me a while, but I want to tell you this as young people. Learn how to deal with when somebody tells you no. Learn how to deal with rejection. The problem is, a lot of times in these relationships, we don't ask the questions because we don't want somebody to say something that we don't want them to say. So I'm gonna challenge y'all. We talked about parents in the beginning, right? So think about this. You come for me and you want to tell me something that I don't want to hear.
Come on now, Coach. You calling people out, man.
No, I want you to think about this. You come for me. I help create you, but you want to talk to me in a way that I don't want to hear, or you're not going to do what I say.
Yeah.
These are the same behaviors that we take to relationships to a whole other person that been raised off a whole other set of rules than us, but we want them to do what we want them to do. So it's like Kevin said, I want you to do how I see it, but I want you to do what I'll be saying and how it is in my ear.
Lack of communication.
Isn't that confusing? If we just take let me bring it down. Thank y'all. If we take a step back and realize that there are people struggling with things or challenges just like we have, or maybe a little more, or a few more struggles, we would see it differently. Stop going into relationships thinking about what I can get out of it and think about what I can put into it. Because as Coach Guy said earlier, we all utilize each other. So I like to say, in the same vein, we all users. The problem with getting used is a lot of us don't like the way we get used, and then that's when using becomes a problem. Because as long as a person is allowing you to use them the way you want to use them, you have no problem with it. So using isn't a bad word because we all do it. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, sexually, whatever we do, we all using each other, right? The using relationship becomes a problem when I don't like the way I'm being used. And now I feel disrespected. Or now you're doing too much. Or you extra. Right?
So,
listen.
ways. Learn to define your relationships. Define what relationships look like for you at this point. Remember that I said that it is going to change. Your 16-year-old self, 17-year-old self, 20-year-old self, 35-year-old self. It's going to look different. You're going to have more life that you've experienced. You're going to have more challenges that you've gone through. You might go see the world and get a different perspective, right? Things are always going to change. Be open to the change. But at every level of life, define what you want. So we talked about the screening process, and we talked about that interview process, right? That interview process is critical. I need to see who you are. And
as we talked about earlier, boundaries, communication, and self-respect. How many of us, and I don't expect anybody to answer, have given up one of those three things in a relationship because our eyes were pleased, because our body was pleased?
Right.
How many of us have given up those core things, right? I know that I'm guilty of it. I got 2 hands. I ain't got enough hands,
Big
right?
time.
I've been guilty of it. But we got to stop being guilty of that, right? We need to set some hard boundaries. And if you don't get anything else, boundaries.
Yeah.
Because if you get boundaries, you'll learn how to communicate and you'll learn how to not disrespect yourself. Boundaries is the most important thing. If you can't get anything else, draw a boundary. A lot of us don't have boundaries.
Right. And a lot of us, most of the time, we don't want to say no.
Yes.
We're afraid of what we might
Yes.
lose. We're afraid
Or hear
of
no.
Right, with somebody else. Yeah, or hear no.
Right. Right. Yes, soul.
Right.
Regretted that. You will regret it every time, soul. Yes. Yes. And when you regret things, most times when you regret things, you're mad at yourself.
Yeah.
Let's stop doing things to make ourselves mad at ourselves, man. And masking it, saying, I didn't know any better, or you made me do it. No, no, no.
Accountability.
No. Let's be accountable.
Take account. Yes. Take accountability of your actions.
Listen,
Like, if
life
you know you're
didn't
wrong,
get better
you're
for me
wrong.
until I started being accountable.
That part.
I was doing good.
Right.
But it wasn't until I was accountable for my actions that life got a lot better. When you are in a place where you are open to be self-reflective and you're open to be accountable, life gets really simple. Life is very, very simple because you're no longer trying to mask the way you feel. You are open to communicate. And you're not even trying to what do you call it? You're not trying to duck conversations, right? Evade conversations. You're not trying to do that. You're open to that. Okay, tell me about me. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling, right? When we begin to honor ourselves, we'll start honoring other people. We'll start honoring their time, their space, their choice.
Listen.
Everybody's not going to want to do what you want to do. Everybody's not going to have the same plans that you have, right? You have to honor that. We got to have grace for that and have grace for yourself, right? Go ahead, babe.
Sorry. If not fall in love, develop a strong like for criticism, right? And constructive criticism, right? Because the more you get to hear criticism, the better you become at hearing when somebody tell you something that you don't want to hear. And when you can develop a tolerance for hearing some things that you don't want to hear, or when somebody's checking you or talking about yourself, you can work on improving those things. If you want to improve more, or at least you know what your challenge is. Some of us are, we just know. I personally, I'm hard with knowing initially, but then after that, I don't want to change it because I don't really want you to talk about it no more. We'll be all right with somebody chastise. Thank you. 30 seconds. Be all right with somebody chastising you, and be all right with being criticized because you'll learn more from it.
Listen, y'all heard from Coach Desmond, Coach Jewel, Young Galda, Coach Johnson. Fire Winter Wednesday again. I'm sorry, but it is 6:58. We do end at 7. But before we do end, I know we got some good jewels to come around on the board. So, Elder, we're gonna let you go first. And Coach Jewel and Coach Desmond, you guys can close us out, and then I'll close us out for the night.
So for my jewel, I'm gonna kind of just go over what Mr. Desmond said. Sorry, Coach Desmond. Understand your needs, like identify your needs. Because if you can identify your needs, then you can understand what you're using people for. And like me, I need a good friend, so I know I'm using Kim. You know, as my sister, I always call her when she need me, she call me. Right, you know, but I need somebody who sees the same way that I do, or I need somebody who has the same music taste as I do, and stuff like that. Like just small things, just understanding what your needs are.
Relationship. That's a relationship. That's a relationship.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, Coach Desmond. You gotta be clear. It's a sistership. It's a sistership.
It's a
Okay,
decision.
oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Sisterhood.
Because
Sisterhood.
they
My bad.
Mr. Desmond, they'll take that
they
and they'll run with it.
They-
They'll run with it.
Okay, my bad. Thank you for correcting me,
Right.
Elder.
So
They
based
bad.
on the way that you all identify with relationship,
Mhm.
right? That's why we got to change it.
Mhm.
But what we're talking about is relating.
Mhm.
So I want to go back to the point really quickly about not having friendships. Please make friendships foundational.
Mm.
And I say it in these terms because you all do relationships as its intimate space, right? Bring relatability into your friendships.
Mhm. That's a word.
Bring all of that into your friendships first before you try to jump in and love on somebody, right? Have those conversations about, what people want, what people need, what people are interested in your friendships, and see if you relate. And if you relate, that does not mean you need to jump into a relationship. That just means you have someone to connect with, to bond with, right? It doesn't always have to be a jump into the relationship. It is okay to have friendships. Because the way y'all be going through these relationships, you might not have no friends in the end. You might not have people around you that can really be that support system, right? So build some lasting friendships, some foundational friendships. That's my goal.
And there's so many things that was said in this. So me and Jewel talked about this. So remember Monday we talked about error, right? Assumptions, lack of communication, expectations, right? So some of us are just going to get drunk off the air, right? It just going to happen. No matter how many of these conversations that experience is the best teacher. So me and Coach Shu also talked about using your cup, right? So we got cup. Communication, understanding, and patience, right? A lot of us don't use those in a relationship. So if you go and drink the ale and now you're feeling some kind of way, make sure you use your cup when you're drinking the ale.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Right, right. And I'm glad that's it with you. So make sure you're using your cup.
Can we add an S to that? Can we add an S for cups? Can we add an S for silence?
Sure.
Absolutely.
What's your S?
What's your S?
S is silence, because sometimes we need to listen to what somebody else is talking.
Good job.
I got all day, Pass. I'm telling you, I got all day.
Good job.
But that's a good job, right? So if we go and drink the ale, and even if we don't drink the ale, be conscious to always use your cups, right? Because as Coach Johnson says, sometimes when somebody telling us something, it does not require for us to give input.
Need to be
You
silent.
want the fastest way to get your relationship to work the way you want to, and for people to respect you, shut your mouth and listen to what they say.
Yep.
Not hear them, listen to them. If you do that, I promise you, 80% of the relationships that you are in now, friendships, situationships, or relationships, will improve. And all you did was focus in like you're doing right now. Because I promise you, even if they don't say the words you want to hear, you're going to hear what you want. You're going to hear what you need just by the words they use. Even if all of the words are friendly, you're going to hear by the tone, the inflections. Y'all got to get out of text world. This is why we got these conversations. So you can hear a person's voice and you can hear their communication style. That's my jewel. Use your cups.
Yeah. Listen, I'm so upset that this is my last one on Wednesday with you guys. Next week, y'all will have Cam. I'm going to try to see if I can get in there with Cam on a low. Don't tell Cam I told you that, but I'm going to try to see if I can get in there with Cam. So, but again, I have you guys again on Mission Mondays. I really do appreciate you guys for coming on. Alda, big shout out to you. Thank you for coming on, even though you was on last week. So definitely you was on this week. Appreciate that. Cam, I'm on there. I got you. Next Wednesday, got you. But I appreciate you guys for coming on. I said my jewel in the beginning. You got to break yourself down mentally, physically, emotionally to build yourself back up. So that's my jewel for the day, guys. I kept you over for 3 minutes. I apologize. Y'all, my mission Monday, folks. Y'all know how I get. Like I keep you over for a little bit. Y'all don't get no breaks over there. Don't tell nobody I told you that. They don't even get no breaks no more. Like we be going straight through to the next presenter. But again, guys, I really do appreciate you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for coming. I will see you guys next Mission Monday. Every heartbeats, heart smiles, please be safe. Please be safe. It might rain tonight. So if you're going outside, get your little umbrella, get your little rain jacket. But again, guys, be safe. I appreciate you guys, and I love you guys so much.
Thank y'all. Love y'all here.
Bye-bye.